The New York Knicks opened up training camp today. And did they reveal their starting five? We got a lot to talk about coming out of the first day of practice. But that means NBA season. And Knicks Hoops is back. If you want free videos every single day on your New York Knicks, plus watch parties for almost every single day, hit that subscribe button right now. This is New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. As we zoom in on this picture from training camp, shout out to Steve Popper. He posted this picture. And look, I don't want to dive, fully head first into this, but I do think this is a little bit newsworthy. As you can see, players are wearing 3 different colored jerseys at practice. Karl-Anthony Towns in blue, Jalen Brunson in blue, OG Anunoby in blue, and Mikal Bridges in blue. That tells me those are the starters. Who's the 5th blue jersey? The player right next to Mikal Bridges. It's Mitchell Robinson. Then you see players in gray jerseys. Josh Hart on the left, Guerschon Yabusele right behind Landry Shamet in the maroon shirt. You see Miles McBride as well. You see Ariel Huck-Porty, and Jordan Clarkson was also wearing a gray jersey as well. Malcom Brogdon hiding out behind Jalen Brunson and OG Anunoby right there. He's wearing a black jersey. I would assume that is the 3rd string if you want to go with that. So at least at the first day of practice at training camp, the New York Knicks had Mitchell Robinson as that 5th starter. What does it mean? It means it was the starting 5 for the first practice. Steve Popper saying, caution, Mike Brown said don't read anything into jersey colors at today's practice. Mitch will be in white tomorrow. Mike Brown also saying nobody is ahead of anybody yet. And look, this is what should happen. The Knicks should continue to try multiple different starting 5s. One that features Mitch, one that features Josh Hart, and one that maybe even features a guy like Miles McBride, who I think makes a lot of sense as a point of attack defender, another ball handler, and someone that has shown he could be an elite catch-and-shoot player. That is what training camp is about. That is what preseason is about. Competition. Seeing what lineups produce the best results. Which 5 players have the best synergy on the court. Does this player with this player upgrade this player? Does this player with this player maximize this player's skill set? That's what should happen. And Mike Brown should say, Mitchell Robinson is going to be in a white jersey tomorrow. And we're going to continue to tinker and look and search and have hypotheses that we test. But I still think it's newsworthy. I still think it's a big deal. I still think that if you come out at the first day of training camp, first day of practice, and you're doing this, that tells me you're potentially leaning in to what that could be. Now, if they had Josh Hart in the starting lineup at the first day of practice, we'd be doing the same video because I think that would be newsworthy as well. I think the fact that it's a different starting 5 than what we saw for, 90 games last year makes it that much more newsworthy. There's been a lot of chatter this offseason about the Knicks wanting to run that double big lineup of Karl-Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson. They got to see what it looked like at the first day of practice. Let's see what the other lineups look as we continue to roll into training camp. I love this from Mike Brown, saying one of the things that we value is competitive spirit. I'm big on that. For us, every day is about competition for coaches and players. And you could see that. There was an awesome drill at the end of practice. Jordan Clarkson went to the free throw line, and it was like trying to create a clutch free throw type of environment for Jordan Clarkson. If he made it, they didn't have to run sprints that set. If he missed it, they had to run sprints. I love that. We'll come back to this competition thing in a second, but kind of segue here. My overall takeaway from training camp day 1 is a lot of running. There were sprints after practice. There were full court drills where it was layup on one end, sprint on the other end, catch a layup at the foul line, catch a bounce pass at the foul line, and lay it up. A lot of conditioning work. This team wants to play fast. They want to get out and run. They are searching for those easy buckets. They don't want to have to play that half-court game of grit, grind out every possession, be elite shot makers. Find the hidden easy buckets. Mike Brown's going to bring that to him or bring that with him from Sacramento to the New York Knicks. A lot of transition work. I want to go back to the competition point at this point because I thought Mike Brown saying that, as well as the fact it's been widely reported, the Knicks are going to open that final roster spot for the veteran minimum contract, and it's going to be open for competition. Then Shams Charania reporting yesterday, Malcom Brogdon, I'm told, he's expected to have a key bench role in this rotation, is very newsworthy because the New York Knicks also made another big move in the offseason to get a guard off the bench that could be a big part of the rotation. And that's Jordan Clarkson. And I think more so than Brogdon making this team via competition, I think he's on the team. Brogdon's going to be on this roster unless an injury pops up. It's now a competition of who's that first guard off the bench? Is it Brogdon? Is it Jordan Clarkson? Clarkson spoke to the media and said a lot of different stuff. I thought this one was pretty cool. Guys know, when you throw it to me, I'm getting it in the air. The majority of the time, I feel like I'm open. That comes with a grain of salt, though. I know I've got to take good shots and play the right way as well. There will be plenty of shots to go around for Clarkson and or Brogdon. Two guys the Knicks are bringing in that I think are going to be a major upgrade from what they were or where they were last year, being the New York Knicks and their bench pieces. You look at what they've done over each of the last 2 years, both them dealing with some injuries over the past couple of years. Malcom Brogdon, in that time, has played 26.7 minutes per game. Clarkson, 28.7 minutes per game. Brogdon, 15 points. Clarkson, almost 17 points. Both average around 5 assists per game. Brogdon takes a little bit better care of the basketball. He's a little bit more efficient from 2, a little bit more efficient from 3. He's a little bit more of a stockier, bigger guard. He was just a sixth man of the year a couple of years ago. Clarkson was just a sixth man of the year a couple of years ago. I absolutely love having both of these scorers, ball handlers, creators, initiators, guys that we could trust to handle the rock when Jalen Brunson's not in the game on this basketball team. Because since Jalen Brunson signed his name to the dotted line to be a New York Knick, outside of the year and a half with Emmanuel Quickley, there hasn't been anyone else on this team that could really go and get it for themselves and create quality looks for others as well. They have lacked lead guard play off the bench. If Brogdon's healthy, you saw the numbers. He's one of the best guards off the bench in the NBA at this point. Jordan Clarkson has proven he's one of the best sixth man of all time. So you have two guys that could do it. Thing is, there's not enough minutes for both those guys to get a lot of minutes and a lot of shots and a lot of buckets and a lot of opportunities. I think it's a competition. Malcom Brogdon versus Jordan Clarkson. Which guy is going to prove to be more reliable and someone that Mike Brown can inevitably trust a little bit more? So I'll ask you before we continue to roll on today's show, pick a six man. Brogdon, Clarkson, type the jersey number of the player you think it should be. A couple more thoughts coming out of the first day of training camp. But this New York Knicks tumbler, it was $50. Now it's $20. Chatsports.com/NYK tumbler. It's chatsports.com/NYK tumbler. With the way the New York Knicks went about operating and improving this roster in the offseason, hopefully and theoretically, bench scoring should no longer be a problem for this team. That has been something that I think has been a major red flag, and it has held this team back from reaching their maximum potential in the regular season. And look, maybe it was a stylistic thing with Tom Thibodeau. And look, I'm not going to come up here and rip Tom Thibodeau. I've yelled 1,000 times for him to be fired. I've also said I love Tom Thibodeau. I do. I also said I thought he earned to be back this year. But I also understand the way the NBA works. But the way that Tom Thibodeau coached was, we know, not a huge emphasis on the bench and minutes. That's why you were the worst bench scoring team in the NBA in the regular season, and you were the second worst bench scoring team in the NBA in the postseason. These numbers, they should skyrocket this year. Like, you have 5 different guys coming off the bench potentially that each averaged 9.5 plus points per game last year. We saw Miles McBride in game 1 against the 76ers in the first round of the playoffs in 2024, put up 20 points in a game. Deuce can get hot. Malcom Brogdon was just sixth man of the year. Yabusele averaged 11 points per game last year. for the Philadelphia 76ers. He's coming to look to be a big impact player for the Knicks as well. He chose to come here and take a discount. He's going to get you buckets off the bench. Jordan Clarkson could do it. And with Josh Hart off the bench, he's going to be able to get you buckets as well. Not a bucket getter, but he's a play finisher. And I still think that's going to carry over to him coming off the bench this year. But you have Brogdon, you have Clarkson that can run and establish an offense when Jalen Brunson sits down. And I think at this point, I am really looking forward to seeing Malcom Brogdon and Jalen Brunson playing together playing together in the backcourt. I'm pumped up, man. Knicks basketball's almost here. I'm ready. The Giants season, it's cool with Dart now, but it's basketball time. If you're ready for it, hit that thumbs up icon and make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram @MarshallGreen_.